All right, next we are going to make the player its own special type of player object rather than have it be a generic game object. So as a game object, I'm going to click on enemy here because that's the first one I did, so it's a nice one to duplicate and tweak whenever you want to do something else. So I'm going to do that. Duplicate player class. Just added a new file. That means I have to go to index and make sure that that is something that exists, or that the program knows where to look for it. I can look for it in this folder. The file is called player.js. Save the changes, go back to player.js. The class name is player. All good. Okay. We already have the player in here, this little ship. It is defined in setup. So when we start the game, define the thing called player, make it a game object, a generic game object. And then we set all these attributes of the game object to make it like our player. What we're going to do is take all of this stuff and cut it. Instead of doing that in setup, we're going to do that in the class definition itself. So I think up to here, I'm leaving the last 2 bits with the AI. I take that back. You're not going to have an AI because you are the I for the player. So we're going to delete all of this and paste over it. That looks good. You have your hit points. I think that was in setup as well. Yeah, hit points is 10. I'll take that. Okay, your damage, heal, check for death, die, set AI. All looks fine. Yeah, that's all the same. Okay, so I no longer need all of that because that's already in there. The only thing now is that because I deleted all that, I'm not tweaking it. So now I need to say it's not a generic game object that I'm going to tweak. It is a player object, which is a type of game object, but it's already tweaked in its own class definition. So I don't need all those other lines. That's all in the definition of this. So player is a new player. Current object is the player. So hopefully nothing will change. So this should have basically 0 effect, except later things are cleaned up. We can check to see if the player is an instance of the player type. So it's going to be helpful in the future, even though hopefully if I press refresh, everything will look the same. I broke it. So let me see what I did. Oh, actually I know what I did. I meant to change this before we hit refresh. If you go to the player, we copied and pasted that in, but in this file, player is undefined. Over in setup, where we copied this from, we said var player equals new game object, and then we did all this stuff to player. We defined it here. I didn't copy this over, so this isn't defined in this file. When you do things to yourself in your own definition, you don't say a name dot whatever. You say this. So all of these players, I'm just double clicking. Actually, I'm just going to press Control F to find. What was that? Control F, and I'm going to type player. Hopefully that's it. So all these words player should change to this. Replace all. And then I'm going to close the find all. And there you go. Save it, refresh the game. Still broken. Alright, so let me see what is broken about it. I'm going to inspect. Console. Unexpected token. This in super. Oh, I'm an idiot. So I used Control F to find all the words player, and I changed it to this. I don't want to change the name of the class, so that should go back to player. Okay. And now it works. Hopefully it's exactly like it was. Hopefully nothing has changed. Can I still die? Yes, I can still die. I can't really... I can kill the carrot. Later, the carrot will give me something special, a different way of shooting maybe. But right now, all we did was we didn't affect gameplay at all, but we did create a new class for the player, cleaning up the way we load the player into the game in our setup file. That is it for this one.